At this point, you're feeling one of two ways. Either you're watching your bags every single day and you've never felt more anxiety in your entire life when it comes to your crypto portfolio, or two, you just have a long-term hold portfolio. You don't even care what's going on. You're not even paying attention to what's going on. You just continue to live your normal life. Well, today we got a lot of information to cover for both of those scenarios. If you're a long-term holder and you just continue to dollar cost average with the prices dropping, hey, it's looking good. Those of you guys that are stuck in every single day looking at the charts, crypto degenerate, completely understand. We're going to show you why there could be some relief very soon. And there's also some very telling signs of why crypto is going to be recovering and making new all-time highs. Before we dive in, please note that the opinions in this video are for informational and educational purposes only and do not constitute financial, legal, or investment advice. All investments, including cryptocurrencies, carry risks and potential losses. Always do your own research and consult a licensed financial advisor. We are not licensed financial advisors, and relying on our content for financial decisions is at your own risk. So we will be covering Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP in this video. In fact, XRP has a new trailer for a movie that's coming out that we're going to take a look at right now.
SEC is preparing to sue that crypto startup. The asset in question here is called XRP.
Jay Clayton drops this lawsuit on his last day in office, like mission accomplished.
We became convinced that this whole case was merely a show.
The SEC has become a rogue agency.
And our approach for the last several years have been just really a disaster.
Day one, I will fire Gary Gensler and appoint a new SEC chairman.
We don't need more digital currency. We already have digital currency. It's called the US dollar.
The SEC came out and said Ether is also not a security.
We believe current offers and sales of Ether are not securities transactions.
I also have, some theories as to some of the non-legal things that the SEC was trying to do.
He was also being paid as a profit-sharing partner from his law firm, Simpson Thacher. That mission of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance was fulfilled.
Hinman has this unique personal financial interest. He could not be involved in certain matters because they benefited him financially.
These two individuals are working at crypto firms that made very big bets on Ethereum.
Jay Clayton, within a couple of months, goes to One River, who benefited from this decision. When you follow the money, it paints a very clear picture. China's financial elite working with the U.S. financial elite and the regulators of the U.S. financial system to front-run the new global digital financial system.
Who wins? That's the question here. Who wins? Because I think that China wins.
Charles said the Chinese have been courting Vitalik hard.
Pretty intense video breaking the XRP Unleashed project has been completed and will be showcased in public spaces next week. And that was just tweeted out today. So that'll be really exciting. I will definitely be taking a look at this video because it is going to be important. Now, one thing to keep in mind here, though, is it is going to villainize Ethereum in a way, right? So for myself, I have a diversified portfolio. There's no way that I'm only holding XRP. And in reality, XRP is definitely my largest holding. However, it doesn't mean it's my only holding. So when it comes to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other tokens out there, they're still good tokens. The people, the government behind the tricks that they're trying to run, like they mentioned, front running the whole entire system, those are the people that we should be angry at, not the actual tokens. So as that video mentioned that it was potentially China courting Vitalik Buterin, trying to be able to be in front of the entire financial system with Ethereum, we have to kind of take a look at, okay, well, who are their players with Ripple? Because do they represent the United States more than any other country? And it's pretty intriguing when you take a look here. Ripple employed people from the New York Fed, Goldman Sachs, Apple, Google, NASA, NSA, Twitter, and early Bitcoin developers. So all of that, they do have global ties, but in reality, their anchor would be United States. David Schwartz filed a patent similar to Bitcoin in 1988 and was a contractor for the NSA, which we all know. XRP is a military operation, the final product. Now, as you guys have heard before, BTC beta test coin, and then XRP was supposed to be the real legitimate financial institution coin. Is that just a conspiracy theory, or is there some merit to that? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if you can show me some proof of that as well. And of course, Ripple Labs on their website, meet the team, our team of cryptographers, security experts, distributed network developers, Silicon Valley and Wall Street veterans, blends experience from the likes of Apple, Boku, and all the companies we just mentioned. So you got Ashish Barella, Chris Kanan, Chris Larson, Greg Kidd, Karen Gifford. So the interesting thing here, when it comes to crypto, it was supposed to be a way to break away from the government. And then as we take a look at XRP, now I'm a huge fan of XRP, what it's going to be, but is it a dangerous scenario where this could literally be the New World Order token, the New World Order currency to take over the world? And that's the only dilemma I have. But luckily, we're going to be on the front end of that with the crypto and owning it. If you own any Bitcoin or if you own any XRP. But the reason that I discovered crypto in the first place was because of Ron Paul, edit the Federal Reserve, you know, a down with the Fed scenario and that kind of philosophy on Federal Reserve. But Ripple could be basically the new Federal Reserve token. And it would be even more robust than the current Federal Reserve. Because as we know, the current Federal Reserve, there are a couple of countries that don't have a Federal Reserve Bank. When we pull up the search for only 3 countries left without a Rothschild central bank, the Rothschild family is slowly but surely having their central banks established in every country of the world, giving them incredible amounts of wealth and power. In the year of 2000, there were 7 countries without a Rothschild-owned controlled bank, which was Afghanistan, Iraq, Sudan, Libya, Cuba, North Korea, and Iran. It's not a coincidence that these countries, which are listed above, were and still are under attack by Western media, since one of the main reasons for these countries to have been under attack in the first place is because they do not have a Rothschild-owned financial bank. And then one of the tweets right under it, source, conspiracy theories, and he says, enjoy your next doses of Pfizer. But anyway, there's a tweet here from February 26th, which goes through all of that details as well. And what I'll do, I'll go ahead and just repost this here. So you can find it on my Twitter here, Win with Ryan, at Real Win with Ryan over on x.com. Next up, I love this meme right here. Government deficit spending is going to continue no matter who wins the election. If you guys remember, we covered yesterday, when it comes to what's going to happen after the election, obviously we're going to get a pump, right? Whether it's an immediate pump or an immediate dump, no one knows. But the M2 money supply, both Harris and Trump are going to be printing money. Well, not them specifically, but they're going to order the Federal Reserve to be printing money. We also know that in 2 days, the Federal Reserve more than likely will be dropping the federal interest rate again. We had a drop in that, which was a 50 basis point drop. This next one is probably going to be a 25 point basis drop. But I love this meme here. We got Jerome Powell, reported inflation versus the real inflation. So as we continue to hodl our XRP, I saw this meme here, which was great as well. The life of a XRP holder at this point. So buy XRP, store XRP, win moon, win moon, win moon, win moon, win moon for the last couple of years, obviously. Buy the dip. We've bought enough dips, win moon. And of course, still waiting for the win moon. There's also some really positive news behind the scenes style of purchasing of Bitcoin. We're not seeing it in the charts, obviously, but breaking Pakistan moves to legalize crypto with new amendments to the SBP Act. And of course, first moves in most places, most countries, going to be Bitcoin purchases. So that's going to be big for them. Also, just in $725 billion, Bernstein predicts a Bitcoin price of $200,000 by the end of 2025, regardless of the election results. So what's interesting, think about this, right? Because we're kind of spoiled when it comes to crypto. It's like you can buy a meme coin today and it's up 100% in 5-10 minutes. Just understand this. If you are investing in the S&P 500, you don't know where it's going. It could come up. Well, I mean, it's obviously historically gone up, but there could be a pullback, this, that, and the other. Same thing with crypto. But if you had $100,000 and you bought Bitcoin, which is currently sitting at $67,000, right? So you'd have 1 1/3-ish Bitcoin if you held it. Well, the interesting thing is if it does go up to 200 grand, if you bought it right now, so starting at the current rate, we're at 67,000 and you moved it up, it says it's 199% growth. So it would be amazing if this were for sure, right? Because if you could invest $5,000, $100,000, $1 million, knowing you're going to get a 200%, that's a 2x return on your money in a year. Because I mean, we're coming to the end of 2024 now. A year and a couple of months to double, triple your money is absolutely mind-blowing. Now, obviously, that's all speculation. These people could be way off. We may be only going up to $80,000, but the exciting part is that there is a potential. More huge news for Bitcoin. Deutsche Telekom T-Mobile has started mining Bitcoin using excess renewable energy and is already running a Bitcoin node. So is that going to be good for the T-Mobile company's stock and share going forward? We got big breaking here. Billionaire Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong appeals people of the U.S. to vote for Donald Trump in support of Bitcoin. More Bitcoin news. Microsoft shareholders must vote by December 9th to buy Bitcoin. The voting has already started, but they have until the 9th. Bitcoin price is going to moon. Like, as you continue to hear these, if you're not following, by the way, you should probably hit subscribe because we continue to bring this information to you. Bitcoin is being bought up. There is going to be a supply shortage soon. When there's a supply shortage, no one is selling. It'll become an auction situation, which it's already an auction situation, but there's a very small spread when it comes to buying and selling, right? Well, right now it's $67,000. People are willing to sell their Bitcoin at that. Soon, people that have Bitcoin will not want to sell it at $69,000, $70,000, $80,000, $90,000, $100,000. So price will move up to where people can sell it. These big institutions are buying so much that they're having to find people that are their OG holders to buy off of them from over the counter behind the scenes. More news. UK's pension fund just bought Bitcoin for the first time ever. Pension funds are here in Bitcoin now as well. So you got UK buying Bitcoin for their pensioners. You've got potential Microsoft buying huge amounts of Bitcoin coming. Yesterday, we talked about the reserves held on exchanges showing significant decline. Prices going sideways, accumulation, the amount of coins on actual exchanges going down. And we know right now, retail investors don't even care yet. Like they're so focused right now. The normies, the everyday person does not care about crypto. They care about this election and which way that's going because the price of gas, the price of groceries, it does matter to these people. It matters to me. It matters to you as well. But what I'm saying is we can multitask. We can pay attention to the markets and also we can pay attention to those things as well. I also thought this was a great video. Anthony Pompolino says Bitcoin is gold with wings and explains why Microsoft needs Bitcoin.
Microsoft is reportedly considering investing in Bitcoin. Anthony Pompolino joins me now. Why does Microsoft need Bitcoin?
Well, if you think about corporations, they're just a collection of individuals, and individuals in this country who hold cash are going to lose. We live in a society where the dollar continues to lose purchasing power. In my lifetime, over the last 30 years, the dollar's lost 50% of its purchasing power. So $1 30 years ago can only buy you 50 cents of goods today. Well, corporations are no different. And so what a lot of people see is that they believe that they are being safe by putting their money in dollars. But if I told you that there was an asset that's guaranteed to lose value, would you go put all of your balance sheet in that asset? Probably not. And so that's where people are thinking.
But you can't guarantee that Bitcoin gains value. You can't guarantee that.
You can't guarantee that it's going to gain value, but what you can guarantee is the dollar is going to lose value, and all assets priced in dollars are going to continue to go up over a long period of time, whether that's real estate, stocks, Bitcoin, or other commodities.
Bitcoin has doubled the return of gold.
And this is what we've been talking about here, guys. The Federal Reserve about to pump and print more money. The M2 money supply continues to grow. That means the money we're holding is devalued.
This calendar year. How did that happen?
Well, if you look at gold and the S&P 500 over the last 5 years, the compound annual growth rate is about the same. Gold's up 13%, and the S&P is up 14%. Bitcoin has destroyed that. And so I like to say that Bitcoin is gold with wings. Bitcoin and gold both go up for the same reason. They're debasing the dollar, but Bitcoin is much more sensitive. It's an earlier asset that the world is trying to price in. What's very unique about Bitcoin is that it's a bottoms-up story. Most technology goes top-down. Militaries and governments, they adopt it first, then corporations, and then finally individuals. They get a smartphone or they get a computer on their desk. They're the last ones. Bitcoin was the opposite. The individuals got it first. Now we're seeing corporations and financial institutions like BlackRock and Fidelity start to adopt this. Eventually, it's going to be central banks and it is going to be governments. Central banks today own 12% of the global gold supply. I believe that they will eventually start to buy Bitcoin. That'd be very bullish for the price of Bitcoin.
Is Bitcoin a safe haven?
Bitcoin is
But wait, one second. You don't talk about cryptos in general. You just focus on Bitcoin, right?
I think that Bitcoin is not only the asset that has the most regulatory clarity, it is the asset that's been around the longest, it's the largest one, and it's the one that most people have the most confidence in that it's going to be here in 20 years.
Now, on the other hand, the scariest thing about Bitcoin is Satoshi Nakamoto. Who is he? Maybe he was NSA. Did our government, are they already holding 1 million coins, Satoshi coins, the Genesis coins? We don't know that. That's the one thing, right? It would be so much better if we knew that Satoshi really did pass away, or Satoshi, who he was or she was, or if those 1 million coins were sent to a burn wallet or something like that, because then it would be really secure. So we still have to have faith in crypto, whether it's Bitcoin or Ethereum or XRP. Like, we have faith that it's going to eventually catch on and go up as well. The one thing that bothers me the most about all of this great news, and obviously pricing going down, and we'll check the charts here in a second, is the fact that I want more money to buy more crypto, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. I don't know if you're starting to feel it. Obviously, there's tension in the air because of the election, but there's also FOMO in the air, fear of missing out with these huge gains that are about to happen. And the only way to feel comfortable is to have some extra income, a side hustle, a side gig, a way to make some extra money. And we have one for you.
Hey, bull runners, this is super time sensitive, especially if you're looking to stack more crypto before the bull run is over. Did you know that Visa and MasterCard lost a $5.5 billion class action lawsuit for imposing unfair fees on merchants and business owners? So if you own a business, or if you know any business owners that process payments with Visa or MasterCard between 2004 and 2019, that's 15 years, you could actually be owed a refund of 1 to 1.5% of your total revenue from that period. That's a lot of money. For example, this business that generated 1.6 million in credit card revenue during those years is getting back $28,000. This business that generated over 7 million is getting back $93,000. And this business that generated over $20 million during those years is getting back over $320,000. That's money they didn't even know was on the table. And all they did was fill out a form through the link below this video. It literally takes less than a minute to see if you qualify, but you don't want to wait too long because the deadline to file is February 4th, 2025. So the sooner that you fill out the form below, the sooner that you can reclaim what's rightfully yours. Plus, if you don't have a business, you can actually earn 3% by referring businesses that do qualify by creating your affiliate account through the link below. So this is a no-brainer way to get money back in your pocket to use for your business, or if you want to use it for crypto or other assets to invest in, you can do that. So click the link below. Let's get you paid.
Now that you know how to make more money, when and where is crypto going? When and where should we buy it? Well, that's completely up to you. I don't give any signals or anything like that. But what I want to show you is the XRP chart, and this is historical over the last couple of months. I wanted to show you here these blue lines on the chart. I know it's a little messy, but it's because the white lines are support levels at the whole number, 50 cents, 60 cents, 70 cents up here. And if you remember last month when this came out, we were talking about, okay, if XRP does not dump on us, which it did do, Ripple dumped on us, right? So they unlocked from escrow, sold some of their tokens. Price could have exploded to the upside. Then we also have this whole month, this crazy turmoil with the election of everything that's going on. It's been scaring a lot of people, obviously. So now we're in November. The escrow was unlocked. They unlocked less from escrow this time, and they sent some to on-demand liquidity, which was nice. But we can see price has come down a little bit. It hasn't gotten that huge dump like it has before. And what bothers me is the next dump down will be 45 cents. And when we take a look at some key levels here, last time we had this extreme shock sell-off, again, that was at the beginning of the month of August. They sold on us hard down to this level here. And that was a key area. So if we take a look at the Heikin-Ashi candles, go to the bottom of the end of the drop, and you highlight that last candle right there, you'll see that that puts us in an area of interest down here in the 40-cent level. If 50 cents continues to hold, we don't have to suffer through that drop there. Let's drop down to a smaller time frame. We're going to get rid of this daily one, and we'll make a smaller time frame. Our next level of interest is down here. We'll zoom in on this, and we'll box this off. Our 4-hour gives us the area of interest of 45 cents down here. That's on the 4-hour. Let's go to an even smaller time frame, because we don't want to have to drop back into these levels, obviously. But right now, there's momentum to the downside, unfortunately. So we're currently sitting here on the 1-hour chart. We can see that this area is where we're at right now. This was in the past, August, where we had all of that accumulation before this nice up move. But that does bring us down to that 45-cent level on the hourly. So this is to the downside. We'll look at the upside next. Take a look at this. So putting us at an hourly candle, potentially at 45 cents. If we break and lose this 50-cent support that we're having right now, we have broke it to the downside a little bit as of right now. We currently have 30 minutes left in this candle. We want to see it surge back up and hold this line as opposed to dropping below like it was before. All right, so going back to the daily though, let's look at some upside targets. Our next immediate case for upside is going to be right here at the 51, 52 cent level where we rejected last time. We need to break through that, and that'll lift us up into the 55 support level. As we can see, it has been resistance, but we need to flip that again back to support at 55 cents. Once we move past that, then we've got this candle up here on the daily, which will give us the 60-cent range. Let's go to a 4-hour on this. And so we go back here. This was going to be October, the beginning of October. That would be our 4-hour level, which is that 62, 63 cents. Then we can reclaim that 65-cent level. As we take a look at Bitcoin here, the downside area of interest is in this $66,000, $65,000 range. And if we lose that range, we would put us, so that would be here. If we lose that range, it would come down to this level to the downside. Looking at 62,000 would be the next area of support if it loses this support here. With the election coming to the upside, we do have the potential of 66, 69,000. We have to, or 68, 69,000. It would have to break that. You can see that is actually a very area. So you can see the green candles here. This is going to be a very tough area of resistance first. When we break through that, then we'll be able to get back up into this range, which is that 72,700. We break that, become support. Then we're reaching new all-time highs again, 73,777. Back up to that 74 potential. This is, the election is over tomorrow. Could that discovery candle start to happen for us? Breaking new all-time highs up into the 80,000 range. When we take a look at Ethereum on the daily, we have a support level coming in for 2,322 to the bottom side. If it breaks that, there's a lot of chop on the way down anyway, and Ethereum's been slow mover. To the upside, if we break this 2820 level, $2,820, then we could have a move up to here, which is that 31.95 up to 33.66. Then our next level is up here at that $4,082. And we take a look over here at the all-time high area and getting us into this range, 49.51. Could we get a $5,000 Ethereum again with this mega pump that could be coming after election? Those are your areas of interest to the upside. We definitely do not want to break through this level of interest to the downside where we're sitting right now.